In a world of sales pitches and quick fixes, Nebraska Extension stands apart, not to sell, but serve. Before influencers and algorithms, county agents, now educators, bring research to your farm.
For more than 4 decades, Keith Glewen embodied that work. His passion traces back to a small Dutch farming community in Wisconsin.
God, family, and community came first, but there the Green Bay Packers were second. And third was the Holstein cow.
That close-knit upbringing planted seeds of curiosity and collaboration that would guide his career, starting with his studies in Wisconsin.
I had an instructor that created fire in my belly for agronomy.
Grad school brought him to Nebraska, and in 1980, he chose Saunders County, working in a bustling building, often interrupted by visitors.
We had a 3-educator office, or 3-agent office, and it was in the Veterans Memorial Building. And the Veterans Memorial Building was a unique place because in the basement was a bar and a large meeting room. And upstairs on one wing was the extension office, but then in the middle there was a large area for the FSA office. And then on the right, or on the east wing, there was the NRCS office. So we had a lot of traffic in that building. And that, at times I was very critical of it because it was hard to get work done. You were at their mercy, so to speak. And then I'd come back to work at nights just to catch up. But it was a good opportunity to meet a lot of people.
Keith helped transition the county office to the Eastern Nebraska Research and Extension Center, sparking new possibilities.
Beginning in the early 90s, he helped found what grew into the On-Farm Research Network. What started across 3 counties grew statewide.
Yeah, I think it was the early 90s we started that project. We went to the Nebraska Soybean Board and got some funding for it. And they were funding partners to this day. I had to have farmers coming in and say, okay, I had product A and I had product B, and I'd split the field in half, and product B doesn't work. And I said, well, you can't do that. I said, why not? I said, because you got variability across this field, and you don't know where the variability is. Yeah. I do too. I know my fields better than anybody. Well, one year, one of the first years I was working, I went with a farmer. In those days, we didn't have yield monitors. We had weigh wagons though, and I got my hands on a weigh wagon, and we harvested and weighed each round in his soybean field. And then I figured out the yields per round, and I showed a yield gradient across the field. Now, was it due to moisture? Possibly. Was it due to different soil? Possibly. And I used that to show farmers you can't then split the field in half. And that's really how we got things kicked off with the On-Farm Research Network.
Trials range from cover crops to lime applications on dryland acres, saving farmers real dollars and steering clear of miracle products that often fell short. Keith also pioneered the Soybean Management Field Days, a cornerstone of grower education.
Driving around the state looking for sites really opened my eyes to the diversity of Nebraska agriculture in how we grow corn and soybeans. From O'Neill to Hazard to McCook to Brewster to Stella and all places in between. It's amazing how we grow corn and soybeans differently across the state.
From irrigation management to the crop management diagnostic clinics, Keith's work brought research to the farm.
The clientele can say, it saved me X number of dollars per acre, or I save so much in this input cost or whatever. But the real gratification comes when they shake your hand and look you in the eye and you know it's for real.
At the heart of Keith's career, relationships. He built trust with commodity groups, county supervisors, and most importantly, farmers.
That was the fuel that kept the fire burning in my belly.
In retirement, Keith's curiosity continues, building a greenhouse to start bedding plants in winter, growing vegetables, involving 11 grandkids, always off thinking about the next project. For decades of innovation and collaboration, the Nebraska Rural Radio Association honors Keith Glewen for service to agriculture.